What is going on, guys? Got push day this morning. Starting off just flies like I usually do. Get everything nice, loose, nice and warmed up. To be honest with you, I forgot that I only do 2 sets of these. So when I went to log it, I was expecting to, after my first set, be like, oh, I still got 2 sets left. Completely forgot I typically only do 2 sets of these, 2 working sets. I do a few warm-up sets beforehand, and then only the 2 working. And this is the only movement that I do warm-up sets on. Typically, I would say my very first movement of any workout, I'm typically doing at least 2 or 3 warm-up sets, gradually increasing the weight, and decreasing the reps at the same time, while trying to work up, or before working up to my normal working weight that I would do for reps. So yeah, that's typically what I do there. Flies, these are feeling really good today. Going up, I'm about 5 pounds over what I did last week, so that is a bit of an improvement. For roughly the same amount of reps, I could probably push 2 more reps, or I could have pushed 2 more reps on my first set. I don't know what this second set is going to look like, but I know I can at least push it a little bit harder than I did the first one. So let's get into the second set on these, and then I'll have an update for you guys finally, because I haven't said anything about it in a minute, about just how well the cut's going. So we'll do that. Pushed that set to 12 reps. Only pushed it to 10 first set, knowing that by the end of that could have gone an extra 2. Even that one, I maybe going to failure probably would have been 1 more rep, or I would have failed halfway through that last rep, but I was still pretty close to being there. So, update on everything that's going on with dieting and the cutting and all that. I was stagnant for a bit, where my weight was not continuing to drop. It was, back and forth. One day it would drop down a pound, then it'd be, right back up. So I made some adjustments to my macros and my overall calorie intake for the day. And so far, that seems to be working. It is about 200 calories less, with some minor tweaking of the macros. It's back to being a bit of a slow drop, though. So this morning, I weighed in at 187, which is still, think about it, 17 pounds down from where I originally started, and this is now week 16 roughly. I wanted to stay around 1 pound a week. Now that my weight loss, or in poundage, starting to catch up for the to the amount of weeks that I've been doing this, I'm wanting to almost kind of start having it come off a little bit quicker, is what I'm thinking. At the same time, though, even though my, like the weight isn't changing on the scale all that much, I am starting to notice, or I have been starting to notice, more more definition in terms of body composition and all that. So like, even though the numbers aren't changing, I am still seeing some gradual changes throughout. So that's what I got as far as that is concerned. We're finished up here. Gonna move into the next exercise, which is gonna be just a standard incline press. So like I just said, next up, incline press. Have been liking this Atlantis machine quite a bit lately. I don't know if it's just I needed enough time to pass to come back to this thing, to do it again and figure out that I enjoy it or what, but I have been liking it lately. So plan for this one, 3 sets. Got to load up pretty decent. Looking for like 8 to 10 reps on these, which for the amount of load I've got on there. First set, 10 reps was doable. Towards the last rep, I think, is when I started to really feel a bit of fatigue. Probably could have gone, one more rep, but if I stay at this weight and stay in that 8 to 10 rep range, then I think I'll be pretty solid. Right there, right at that 10th rep, and I just could not get it out. I probably could have cheated a little bit to push that thing up there, but I didn't want to do that. One more set of these to go, and then moving into the next movement. Alright, so my first set of these chest press went a little bit, I don't know, heavier? Not necessarily. I mean, it's not like I haven't done this weight before. It just felt a little extra heavy this morning. So swapped out the 25 plate that was on each side for a 10 pounder. Should help me get those reps that I'm looking for going into the second set, which, I mean, even the first set, I still got 7 reps, which isn't terrible by any means, but it's not quite where I want them. So gotta drop the weight. do like this machine though, for being a, I don't know, like this variation of a chest press just feels so good, because like I've tried those, what is it, they've got in like most box gyms. It's like the Matrix brand or whatever the hell, like Matrix, Life Fitness, like a couple of those other ones where, you know, you sit in a whole platform and it's got the weight stack, and you basically, you know, take the pin out and put it where you want. It's got those really fat grips, and those things, they never really feel good. This thing feels incredible for a standard chest press. Nope, not on this one either. Same thing as the inclines, looking to be between 8 and 10 reps on these as well. Moving into next movement, my favorite, I think maybe even of all time, tricep extension machine, whatever the hell this thing is called, the Body Masters tricep extension. Thing is phenomenal for an overhead tricep extension. Just hits everything just right. Speaking of that, first set, I do actually remember from last week that going into this week, I wanted to go a little bit lighter to try and focus more on the form and keeping my elbows tight to get more engagement in the triceps. Completely forgot about that until I got into the first set. So I've lowered the weight just a little bit, maybe 20 pounds or so, 30 pounds, about 30 pounds maybe, to really try and focus on keeping the form nice and tight. And then, you know, at the same time, now that it's lighter, I can control the reps better, control the contraction, control the stretch, all of that a little bit better. 12 reps on that one. It's weird. It's almost kind of weird how that one felt. Like, Yes, obviously, form is tighter, but I didn't feel like I was getting as much tension in the stretch position with less weight. I'm not gonna go, I guess I could probably go up 10 pounds, but then the amount of reps that I want is then gonna fall off because I wanna try and stay between 8 and 12 reps or 10 and 12 reps on these. And I think if I bump up the weight even just 10 pounds, then that's gonna drop my reps down a little bit further than what I would like. It's from the tricep extension machine, moving into some lateral raises to the lateral or medial or side head of the delts, whatever you want to call it. I really don't do much direct front delt or like shoulder press work anymore. Very rarely will I throw, one of those movements in. Do still do them, just very rarely, only on certain occasions when I'm feeling like it. I primarily try to just stick with hitting the lateral head, mainly because any of your pressing movements are already going to hit the front delt pretty hard, and then any of your back movements, your rows, your pull downs, any of that is going to target the rear head pretty well. So I try to just focus on the side head of the delts there. And lately this has been my new, I'm not going to say favorite, but I'm going to say my new go-to machine or exercise for hitting the side head. Typically for the longest time I did dumbbells and then switched to doing them on the cable, which I do like both of those. This machine does feel really good though, because it does have the adjustments for where in the rep range, or where, I guess in the rep range or the range of movement. Yeah, that's a better way to say that. Where in the range of movement you want the most amount of tension. It's got all that adjustment there. So I do like that about this machine. These probably, or not probably, gonna be looking for 10 to 12 reps. Felt like I had to cheat just a little bit on that last rep to get it all the way up. So my first set did using the V-bar. Still not really liking how that's been feeling lately. Feeling a lot of lat engagement when I should be feeling triceps. So for the final 2 sets, I'm going to go back to using the ropes. Though I'll have to use lighter weight. Should feel a little bit better. Yeah, that definitely feels a little bit better as far as isolating the triceps and getting the lats out of that movement as much as possible. That was a pretty damn good set. Switching, so I've used the other variation of ropes before. These ones are much longer. Feel I don't know, being able to go out more. Definitely get stronger contraction, like that medial head, or I guess it would technically be like the medial head because it's not the long head of the tricep, but just get like a crazy contraction through there with these extra long ropes. If you would notice, I also did some partials at the end just to really finish things off, and definitely looking a little pumped. That's gonna be a wrap on this one, guys. If you made it to the end, I do appreciate you. Go hit my cardio, and then I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.